Hello, I'm just going to do a short demo of the features in ULTIMAHJONG. This isn't going to be like a proper trailer, it's just going to be me talking, basically. But ULTIMAHJONG's a roguelike deck builder I'm working on, made in Godot, as you probably just saw. Hopefully I'm going to have the demo out in time for the upcoming Steam Deck Builder Fest. But I guess we'll see. There'll be more formal announcements about that in a bit. So the interface is pretty standard. If you've played a Mahjong game before, you have your hand here, the ability to make calls. Because there's no proper opponents in this game, discards are just put in a straight line, and they're completely randomly chosen. There's no like simulated enemy decks. It's just like a solitaire game. It's basic Mahjong. On the right, there's just like a lot of information about the run. So this is your current deck. It's pretty straightforward right now because I haven't done anything to it, but that changes with time. Quick food reference, and then all the upgrades I have. Again, I just started the game, so I have none. There's this Yaku reference up in here, which this is just every Yaku in the game. Short explanation of what it is, and also a short like graphical description for people who prefer those. But there's the standard Riichi Yaku. There's nothing like surprising there. There's guides up in here as well for Mahjong itself, and then what is going on with ULTIMAHJONG. Explanations of tiles, explanation of weights, how the scoring works. I'm not going to go through all of those right now, but part of the point of this game is to sort of spread Riichi Mahjong, and I want to make it very understandable for people who haven't really experienced it before. And, options are what you'd expect. I have the music muted so you can hear me, but there will be some music. I'm working on it still. There's also Arabic support. If you don't like classic Mon, I have Roman numerals. As I said Arabic earlier, they're Roman numerals. That's just a legibility thing. But anyway, if I just play through this round real quick, we'll get to the shop screen where I can actually buy items to upgrade the run, and that's really where like the core of the game is. This hand isn't very good. Hopefully I'll be able to pull this off. Otherwise it's gonna be kind of awkward. What are we dropping here? Probably the Paycol. And then once you discard a tile that permits you to put into Riichi, you'll be prompted for it. As opposed to Mahjong Soul, where it tells you ahead of time. I want it to be after the discard, just so you are forced to think about your hand a little more. I guess we don't need to go too deep into theory, but that's why that is that way. And then, there we go. Riichi Menzen Sumo Uredora. Scoring differs slightly in this game right now from classic Riichi Mahjong, because it's just a little easier to balance the game that way. I may add some options or mess with the scoring further, but for now it maps fairly closely to the scoring in normal Mahjong. And then here we are in the shop. So this is kind of like the big part of the game. I guess I'll just start from the top. We won last round, so we get to choose to paint Dora onto some of our tiles. Owl Dora is worth 16 Fu, Aka Dora is worth 1 Han, and then Kin Dora is worth 2 Han. Fairly standard. Out of these, I typically like the Akadora, especially since these are central, so I'm just going to go for that. And that'll update over on this window here and here. And now I can spend the money I got from last round. It's a static value. It's always 3 to start with on some items. So these are all, they tell you what they do basically, but this adds an additional wind to the wall. This adds golden wind, golden dragons. This will add 2 flower tiles. And then there's also use items. So these are one-time uses. These use this mana resource right here. And these have a separate cooldown from mana. So mana items are a little weaker generally because they have to share from a pool. That's why they're cheaper. So can't afford this, don't have enough money. I think this would be a good purchase. So what this does is it lets you select pins and convert them into other pins. This change is permanent. That's part of the deck builder aspect of it. So I could pawn the 6 right here, but instead what I can do is ignore it, draw a pin, convert this pin into another 6, And now I have 3 6s in hand, and I didn't even have to open my hand for it. Continuing, this is kind of another whatever hand. I might keep this because I know I can convert these, and I might be able to do something with this 4. Like if I draw a 3 or a 5, I can get a pretty quick finish sit off of that. I think I would drop this here. And there's an Oncon. I will probably take this. A better player than me might wait a bit, but, you know, to reveal Dora early. There's no opponents, so there's not a big penalty to doing that. Drop this 9 probably. And then there should be a Riichi here. Yeah, the Isol and the Shisol. There's no Furiten in this game. You'll notice that in regular Mahjong, this would be illegal. Well, it would be legal, but it'd be impossible to call Ron. But because there's no real opponents in this game, there's no reason to keep Furiten around. So, yeah, that's basically it. Oh, Epot's even. Epot's Dora, that's mean. And yeah, then you're kicked back to the shop, and you basically just go back and forth. Right now, the game's a Han-chan long. I might make it a full, like, E-chan long in the future, but I found this works okay for now. I haven't discussed the loss condition. The way this works is this is your total current score, and this is like a counter that grows at the end of every round. So you have to always be above this score to stay alive, and this score increases by a value that also increases every round. So, this is the score that I need to achieve by the end of next round. You'll notice I'm doing pretty well. But after that, it increases by 4,000, so to 10,000, and then that 4,000 increases another 2,000 to 6,000. So after the 10,000, I'll have to aim for 16,000 the round after that. I'm probably not going to keep playing that long because it's just a short demo, but that's the idea. You end up needing about a Yakuman worth of points at the end, although it's not precise. But yeah, just like looking at this shop, I think this Owldwater are pretty weak because Fu are so weak. So I think I'd rather take the Kindora here. And it's, I mean, 3 is central enough. And what can I do here? Let's see. Oh, I forgot to bring this up earlier. You see these are cost 4, you only get $3 a round. Well, this is actually the upgrade that gives you $4 a round. But anyway, the point of that is that you can sell items, and then you'll have points above the $3 cap. I know that's a yen. I'm still deciding on the currency. So it probably wouldn't be like strategically optimal here, but what I could do is sell this item I bought previously and use it to buy the gain extra money every round, and now I'll have more money every round. To make the system more usable, part of what I have is a lot of one-cost items. So you can buy these, you can put them in your hand, and you can just sell them again at no loss. And any money you don't spend at the end of the shop is lost. So you really want to be cycling cheap items through your inventory. This just sort of expands how many items you're able to pick up in a playthrough. So you can try some stuff out without a big loss. It's just $1. But anyway, I'm out of money, right? This goes to the upgrades tab so you can see it. So I just go straight to the next round. I'm probably going to end the video here because I think you've gotten the point. But yeah, that's how everything's going to work. That's not Twitch Studio.